What's up, fellas? This is the Alpha Hill 7, and Apex Manly proudly presents the Lab. This is an ongoing series to kind of go over an explanation of the rules. We like to go into the practice mode and kind of show you in deep explanation of what we mean by certain rules. And this one is part 2. Part 1, we went over the rules overview, and this is part 2. This is the no roaming rule. So this is a very controversial rule. Some leagues have it, some leagues don't. But I want to give you a visual explanation of what we mean by no roaming. So that way you guys can see exactly what we want, what we look for, and there's not going to be any type of question when it comes to what we expect. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look here. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars on defense here. And as you can see, I just got burnt, and Kevin Coleman's going here. But this is basically the explanation I want to give you. Before we let them start their play, as you can see here, I am in a cover 2. I am a Tampa 2 because we have the cloud flats. And as you can see here, Miles Jack, right? So if you look here, this is his zone right here, right? This is what he is allowed to cover, all right? Now, if he is out here and here, I'm okay with that, okay? I'm okay with him doing all of this, all right? I feel like that's a pretty good zone. Now, what we will not allow is him being over here, you know, over here, obviously, up into here, because you guys got to have guys in that zone, okay? Madden is not realistic in the fact that you can have middle linebackers and safeties and corners just cut off 3 or 4 routes. We are not going to allow that, right? So this right here is no. This is where you can start getting into that, right? You can get down into here a little bit since there's no real coverage, right? Just make sure that you're not too far out of that middle zone, okay? Now, also, I am introducing a no strafe. So some leagues let you just kind of run around, but this is going to make you more responsible on defense, okay? So you'll see here, because I'm in zone, I'm going to make sure that Miles Jack is strafing, okay? It goes over my head. Now, I will tell you this. I will try this. If a guy goes into your zone, you are allowed to chase him, but at that point, that is the receiver that you must go after. So I don't know if anybody's going to go in my zone, but if, let's just say Kittle goes right over here and then goes over maybe like a post or something like that, I can go after him, right? And then I can actually let go of my strafe, and I'll show you what I mean here. All right, look. Well, that didn't work. But basically, if somebody goes into my zone, I am allowed to cover them at that point. Now, if I do cover them, all right, let's say that was a good play. Say, now that's a play that breaks cover 2, or cover 2. So that's what we're looking for, okay? That's a bad decision on my part to call cover 2, and he was able to exploit it. But let's just try to get a player to come into my zone here. Okay, look, he's coming in. I can chase after him, but I cannot go after anyone else until the ball is in the air, okay? So I hope that makes sense. If I go after somebody and they come into my zone, I am allowed to chase them out of my zone, and I'm allowed to do it without strafing. But if I do that, I have to stay on that guy until the ball has been thrown. Then I can, move or change whatever. So I hope that makes sense. Number 2 part of this. Okay, so what I want to show you this. You are allowed to change the assignment. I know a lot of people like to take cover 2. Let's say they put Miles Jack on the middle third. But at that point, I am not allowed to user Miles Jack because I have just changed his assignment. So what that means is I have to take someone else, okay? Again, if you are in zone, you will strafe. You have to strafe if you are in the zone, okay? Now, if I pick man, let's say I pick man here, okay? And I'm going to user Jacobs, and I'm going to go after Kittle because he's the best receiver. I don't have to strafe. All I have to do, I can bump him at the line, right? So he hikes the ball. Remember, I can manually bring down one guy, but I cannot change and manually bring down anyone else. But let's just say he goes and go ahead and hikes the ball. I can chase after him. Look at that. I cut the route off, okay? With man, you don't have to strafe. With zone, you do have to strafe. So, I hope that kind of explains what the no roaming rule is. Kind of keep in mind here. Look, right here, I can stay within the zone. I can even come out a little bit, right? I can come out a little bit, come out a little bit, come out a little bit. This is no, yes. Okay? A lot of this is kind of a gray area, but I want you within the zone. If you were just running all over the place and not paying attention and you're just cutting off, this is a no-no, and you will be punished. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes here to take a look at this again. I know what a zone is. It's a vertical hook. So we'll let Garoppolo. Okay, look. I'm going to go after him because he was in my zone or close to it, but I cannot go after anyone else at that point. Let's try this with Jacobs here, okay? He's got a pretty open zone here. So it looks like I could eat. If either one of these two guys goes after or goes into my zone, there's a good chance that one of them will. I can go after them. So let's see if I can test this. All right. Look, went after him, but I cannot go after both of them, okay? So I hope that explains it. After you have picked the receiver that you want to go after, you do not have to strafe. But while you are in that zone and before the ball gets thrown, you're not going after one certain person. You have to strafe. You can actually hold the right trigger and strafe with turbo, and as you can see, you can still do it. But you are not allowed to just run around. I'll show you what you're not allowed to do. Now watch. Look at this. I'm playing zone, but look. And the reason why that, as you can see, you're very vulnerable, and it's very easy to get outside those zones, okay? So I want you to strafe while you're in that zone. Let's try a man again here. Now, I'm going to take Davis. I'm going to bring him down, and I'm going to press this receiver. Remember, I cannot cover anyone else but this slot receiver because that's the play, right? So let's just show you again what is allowed and what's not allowed. Look at that. He burnt me, but he did not get the ball off. What's not allowed is for me to do that same thing. All right, so Davis go after him, but he hikes the ball, and I see that number 11 here has open. I cannot go after number 11 because my assignment is actually this guy. Now, if I decide I am going to put this guy man coverage and we're going to double team Goodson, I think that's who it is. Goodwin, Marquise Goodwin. I am not allowed at this point to user Davis, okay? I hope that makes sense. I am allowed to user Boye. I'm allowed to user anyone else besides him because I have changed the assignment. So, that is the no roaming rule. I hope that explains what we look for, and you do kind of understand what's expected. So if you do have any questions, definitely feel free to let me know. But this is part 2 in the series. We will go over some other stuff in the next upcoming videos. But this has been the no roaming rule. I hope that explains it. If you have any questions, let me know. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day.